morning. This is Nas from NB Network Lessons. Hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you so much for joining this session. My today's session is continuation of derivatives of trigonometric functions, calculus lesson 7. So basically in this lecture, and these are all solved in your calculus books. Derivative of sine of x is cosine of x. Derivative of cosine x is minus sine of x. Derivative of tan of x is secant square x. Derivative of cotangent x is cosecant square x. Derivative of secant x is equal to tan x multiplied by secant x. And derivative of cosecant x is minus cotangent of x times cosecant of x. Don't worry too much about these, memorizing these, because when you're taking a test, okay, these will be given to you. Most professors will do that, okay. Now another thing is that I just want to mention this, that cosecant of x is equal to 1 over sine x, secant of x is equal to 1 over cosine x, cotangent is 1 over tan x, sine x is 1 over cosecant x, and cosine of x is 1 over secant x, and tan x is 1 over cotangent x. Now, in my last lecture, I drew a right angle triangle, all right, and I showed you what sine of x is, what cosine of x was, what tan of x was, and so forth. So if you need to refresh, go back and listen to the lesson number 6. However, in this one, let me ask you this. How does a sine wave looks like? Okay, everybody has seen sine wave, right? So sine wave always starts from this, 0, goes up like this, and then goes like this, all right? So this is basically sine of x. Now let me ask you this. I want you to take derivative, take the derivative of d over dx for sine of x. How would you do that? And show me the waveform. Okay? So when you take derivative of sine of x, right here, you get a cosine of x. And the cosine always starts from somewhere on y-axis, like this. So this right here is a cosine of x, okay? So derivative of sine of x is cosine of x. Now in your book, they have proven all of these derivatives. But what I can do is I can prove one of them for you. Just arbitrarily picking, if I pick this one right here, seems most difficult one, the last one. Let me see if I can prove that to you. It's true or not. So let's do that. Let's have some fun. So find derivative of d of x of cosecant of x. Okay? Now I can write this as d over dx cosecant of x over 1, right? Now, if you recall from my last lecture, I still have this formula right here, all right? Basically, when you have two functions, like in this case, we've got this function right here and then this one. You can basically go ahead and take the derivative like this, g times f prime minus f times g prime over g squared. So I'll use the same thing over here. So then I will say this would be equal to, now let me ask you one more question. What is cosecant equal to? Okay, so can you tell me what is cosecant equal to 1 over sine x. I showed you right here. So I can write this as d over dx is equal to sine x. Sorry, I can write this as d over dx into 1 over sine x. Can I not? Because cosecant right here, x is equal to 1 over sine x. So like I said, you'll have to memorize these. Some professors will give you that on the test, some might not. So then what I can do is I can apply this formula right here, and I can say sine of x, this will be the g right here, times 1 prime minus, we take 1 and multiply by sine of x prime, and then over g square. G in this case is sine of x, so sine square x. So far so good? Okay. All right, now what's the derivative of 1? Remember I told you in my last lecture, derivative of a constant is always 0. So then I get 0 minus sine x over sine square x. All right. Now what is the derivative of sine of x? Derivative of sine of x is cosine of x, right here. So then I can write this as minus cosine of x over sine square of x. All right. Now further what I can do is bring this right here, start from right here. What I can do is I can say minus cosine of x over sine x times 1 over sine x. It's the same thing, same as this right here. All right. So now looking right here, what is tan of x? Tan of x is sine x over cosine x. This you have to memorize. Okay. So if tan of x is equal to sine over cosine x, and this is cosine over sine x, then I can write this as minus 1 over tan x, okay, times 1 over sine x. Now carefully look and see what is cotangent is right here. Inverse of that is 1 over tan x. So I can replace this by minus cotangent x times, all right, 1 over sine is cosecant of x. So times cosecant of x. And that is, my friends, what I wanted to prove. As you know, the derivative of this right here is minus cotangent of x times cosecant of x. And that is what we just proved. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked it. Watch this couple of times, maybe 3 times. It'll make sense to you. And don't worry about, these too much, because hopefully your professor will give you that on the test. But practice. Now go back and solve, one of them by yourself and see if you come up with an answer. And let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Take care of yourself.